Hi everyone, it's Anne here from annshappystampers.co.uk and I'm back with another tutorial. Now today I'm going to show you how to make this most cutest little bag I've ever seen. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's just a mini shopping bag and it fastens with a little magnet, okay, and then you open it up and I've got some little mini chocolates inside mine, okay, and I love it, absolutely gorgeous, just so cute. And it's not my idea, I actually got requested if I would make this by a lovely lady called Deborah Harris, who is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US, I believe. And this tutorial is from a lady called Bridget Keeling, and I believe she is Stampin' Fantasy, I think, is that how it's pronounced. She could possibly be a German demonstrator, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's Bridget Keeling and it's Stampin' Fantasy. That's who I got this tutorial from, but I have slightly changed mine in the way that it closes. So I'll put the link to Bridget's tutorial in the description bar of this video, and you can see if you prefer to make it this way or Bridget's way. So what you're going to need is a piece of 6 by 6 inches DSP or 15.2 centimeters by 15.2, and for the handles I've got 2 tiny little pieces of Pool Party which are 6 inches long or 15.2 centimeters, and mine are only 1/8 of an inch wide, or that would be 0.2 centimeters? Yeah, it would. So that's what mine measure. So you need the envelope punch board for this, and it's dead easy. What you're going to do is you're going to pop it in and you are going to line it up with the either 1 3/8 or 1 3/8 of an inch or 3.5 centimeters, and you're going to punch and score on that measurement on all 4 sides, okay? So either 1 3/8 or 3.5 centimeters. Punch and score, turn it round, repeat the same measurements, punch and score, and the last time. Okay, now you will end up with, might be better to see, this kind of pattern, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to pop it back into the punch board, and you will see you've got a first diagonal score line here. So what you're going to do is pop it in and you're going to line that little notchy thing up with this very first score line here, and you're going to punch and then you're going to score, because what you're creating there is this little tab here, which obviously you haven't got them there because we haven't done it yet. So that's what you're creating. So we've just done that, so we're going to turn it round and we've got the score line again here. We're going to line it up there, punch and score, and then we've created our second little tab, and you're just going to do this on all 4. Do it 4 times. Last one, the very first score line you come to. There we go. So that is what you will have now. Okay. So, and that's that, dead easy. Okay, so we're just gonna fold and burnish all of our little score lines. Okay, so that is our little bag. Now we're going to get some Tombow and these two little tabs here. We're going to pop some glue on and we are just going to glue these on here like this. Okay, so we don't need them, so just glue them. Now, what we need to do is, let me get this right. So, the two bits that we've got left, okay, these two little bits, we need to make sure that our bag, I'm going to try and show you in here. You can see there that we've got our little flaps here, okay. We don't want any folded in on this side because then the bag won't press together because it'll be too thick. So what you're going to do is I'm just going to start at this corner and I'm just going to lift it up and it's going to start to fold in, and then I'm just going to fold it so it meets like this, okay, and then inside excuse me, I'm just going to press it down. Alright, so that's what it's creating, can you see? And then on the outside it's just like a flush little box really, like this. If I can actually get the daft thing straight. Yeah, so then just press that down and you want to make sure that we're gluing these bits to here, okay. So we're going to do the same on the one next to it. We're just going to, or you could just lift it up and just push it in. Like that, and you're just going to bend it in because at the minute you're just sort of creating a box, okay. And again it's going to fold in to this piece here, so it will go like that and then like that, okay. That's what you want. So then turn it round and we want to do the same on here. We're just going to lift it up so it creates a little box. Okay, and the same on the last piece. Just fold it in like this. Just make sure you get the little corners right. Okay, and when you're happy, just burnish them down. Okay, so like I said, the bits that you'd folded down before, you're not going to be sticking anything to them now. They're going to go like that, and then that is going to go like that. So what you've created now when we glue it is just a little square box. Okay, so we need to, first off, we need to glue this to here. So some glue on here, and just glue that into there like that. Okay, and then we need to glue this to here, so we want a bit of glue down here, and then just glue that to there. Alright, so that's what you've just done. And then we need to glue this bit to here. So a bit of glue on there. Glue that into there. And then some glue down here to glue this together. Just make sure it's nice and straight, and just press it down with your bone folder as well, just to make sure it's stuck. And I've got glue all over the place. Okay, so that's one side done. And we're just going to repeat on the other side, which this can get a bit tricky now. So we want some glue. Again, just repeat what we've done before. So glue there, and then glue that to there. Okay. And then you're just going to have to try and get your glue in here and glue that into there. And then try excuse me, try and get some glue into here, just to glue this one onto there. Let's make sure they're all stuck. Glue. So there we go, that is what you should have now, just a sweet little box. Okay, now this one here, I'm going to glue this into here as well. So a bit of glue on there, and I'm just going to glue that into there. Okay. So now I've only got this one here. Now, to get the shape of your bag, well actually, before we do that, this little one here, I'm just going to turn this round so it's facing me now. And I'm going to take my ruler, and from the score line, I'm going to kind of mark my little here at 1 centimetre. Okay, so I've got a tiny little mark at 1 centimetre, and all I'm going to do is take my ruler, and I'm just going to literally score a line, just a score line across. So I've now got a 1 centimetre score line there, and then I'm just going to fold that on the score line I've just made, like that. Just give that a little burnish. I've got glue on my bone folder. Okay, so that's what I've got now. Now, to get the shape of our bag, literally all we're going to do is just squish the bag just squish like this. This is why I'm saying we couldn't have our flaps glued on to anywhere here, because it would be too thick and it wouldn't fold, it wouldn't press. Now I know this because I've done it. It doesn't work. So you're literally just going to press it in like that, and then the bit that we scored in there just kind of sits on the top of the bag like that. And there we go. How easy is that, and how cute does that look? I love it. So my little magnets are going to go on there. Okay, so I've got some little magnets I get from eBay, and these are really, really strong. Alright, so I'm going to take 2 little magnets, but put them quite far apart or they'll just glue themselves, stick themselves together. And I've got some glue dots, and I'm just going to pop, it'll stick to the pokey tool as well, you see. So I'm going to stick a couple of glue dots onto my little magnet here, and where I want to put them is, where did I put this one again? Yeah, so I want to put one inside the bag, try and get it in the middle. Okay, you can see there that I've got it in there. So I'm going to press that down, and then I'm going to take the other magnet, and then it's automatically stuck to there. So then I'm going to pop some glue dots on the back, just a couple on there, and just let the magnet find its place. Okay, which is there, and then I'm just going to pull this down, and I'm just going to stick that to my little flap there, and then lift it up, and you can give it a good press down like that, and then with a bit of luck, there we go. Gorgeous, sweet little bag. And we've just got to put our little handles on now. Okay, so let's press that down, and there we go. So our handles. Right, so handles, what I've done is I had stuck, I don't think I've let that dry enough, I'd stuck one of the handles on to the front like this. I just put a bit of Tombow on and stuck it just at the side of the little flap. That's why I'm had to make my handles really small so it could fit at the side, because I've made my bag a little bit different. So I've got my other little handle, and I just curled them round a bit to give it some shape, and you're just going to stick them just on there, and then on there just with a bit of Tombow. So I want a bit of Tombow just on there, just a little bit, that's all you need. Okay, so I'm just going to try and get them the same height as the one on the front. So just hold that down. Okay, and then I want another bit of glue on this one. And then that is going to go just on there. Oops. And you can just adjust your little handles. Oops. How sweet is that? It's just adorable. Now, I have got some of these little faceted gems, and I'm just going to get a small one, and I'm just going to open that, and I'm just going to pop it, stick it about there. That just looks so nice. And on this one, where is it? This one I used a metal rimmed pearl. And then all that's left to do is a little sentiment. So I've got the Happy Birthday Gorgeous set, and I'm using, where is it? Hip Hip Hooray. On the other bag I used Celebrate. And I've also got the classic label punch, and I've got a little scrap of Pool Party and some basic black archival, and I've got my little stamp mounted here, which is Hip Hip Hooray, and I'm just going to stamp it on some Pool Party. Like that. Take my classic label, and I'm just going to try and get this right in here because I haven't made the card very big. That'll do. Punch that out. Now, if I leave it like that, it kind of hangs over, and I don't want it like that. So what I'm going to do is just pop this little piece in the side there, and then I'm just going to trim a little piece off, you see, and you can make it smaller, and that's what it's cut out. And then again, this side, I'm just going to slot this in and then punch. And it's made it a much better size for the little handbag. Gorgeous. And then just a couple of glue dots on the little sentiment, just one on each side, and then I am going to just stick this onto my little bag. There we go. How sweet are them? Absolutely gorgeous. I love them. So cute. And you know, they can be used for all sorts of occasions, whatever you fancy really, but I know, you know, whoever gets them, or you know, whatever, will think they are just so cute. So all the info will be on my blog, and I will be back again on Sunday with another tutorial. So until then, thanks for watching, take care, and bye for now.